Open RAN disaggregates the network in two ways. So it separates the software from the hardware, but then it also disaggregates the radio from the distributed unit, which is the software that runs close to the radio, and the centralized unit, which runs a little further away from the radio. And so disaggregating the functions into those elements. And so the CU and DU are really the key software components of a 5G Open RAN system. Okudu is a vision and a project around an open source software implementation of the CU and DU elements of the 5G RAN looking towards 6G. The vision is really to build on the openness of Open RAN and take it a step further with open source software implementations. The key aspect of this vision is that it will unlock innovation. So what is traditionally a very tightly closed ecosystem, very hard for innovators to play in that ecosystem. With an open source solution, you can change all that. And so you can give people a product platform which can be added to and amended. It's this idea of permissionless innovation that people talk about open source, is you open the doors to all sorts of new innovators who can come in and can contribute and can improve the system, but then can also commercialize that on top of the base platform. And so as Software Radio Systems, we've been a driver of this vision to a certain extent, and we're very, very strong supporters of it. Yeah, good question. So, I mean, Intel have been a supporter of Open RAN for a very long time, especially through their Flex RAN Layer 1 solution, which is part of the DU. I think one of the challenges of relying so much on Intel to support Open RAN was that people were tied to that solution, both for the software through Flex RAN and through the Intel hardware, which it was tied to. One of the things that we have tried to do differently is avoid that reliance on a single vendor for either hardware or software. I think if you're disaggregating, but you're still relying on a single hardware vendor, you've kind of missed the point. So for us, a key aspect is making sure that our software is always portable across Intel, AMD, ARM, other hardware platforms besides. And so while Intel may not support Open RAN to the same degree in the future, I don't think that's going to be a negative thing for the industry as a whole. I think it needs to be more diverse from a supplier ecosystem, from a hardware platform. And if you're looking at what's happening with Intel and feeling very worried about your solution, then there's something wrong with the approach that you've taken. You need to have that portability and lack of reliance on a single element.